everybody, and welcome back to
Fresh Cotton Pads.
So on today's episode, we're going to jump straight into the drama, and we need to talk about all the drama going on Twitter and all the Twitter beef, because it seems like the trend to try and attack T and I on Twitter. Every single day, a new cast member is attacking one of us and then gets shocked when we reply.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, Mel. I feel really vulnerable. I do kind of feel like a ticking time bomb right now.
I mean, you did go off yesterday.
I did, because do you know what? I have to say, okay, we actually did say we don't want to talk about this person anymore, but let's just give him some attention because clearly he's craving it. But... Corey. Okay.
Oh, Corey?
Yes.
He's gagging for attention. He's gagging for a callback. And the only way he gets attention is by talking about us.
So yesterday, I was really upset. I mean, you and I literally popped off, especially me, because I felt violated. This person has taken photographs of me when I'm in my home, which I thought was in a private conversation. And man, in that conversation, I was actually trying to come to some sort of resolution with him. And I felt sorry for him for the fact that people were coming for him on Twitter. Corey has literally attacked me in season 37. Now he's gone and done it in 39. I've forgiven. You know, I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, even for us both to forgive what he did in the deliberation this episode, which we will get into, we forgave him and we felt bad because the house still turned against him. The fans hate him by the looks of it. We still forgave him.
Yeah.
And he's still, even when we've forgiven him, he's been keeping receipts and taking secret photos of us both. When he calls up, we don't call him, he FaceTimes us. He requested me for Instagram Live and he's taking secret photos of us and then posting it online. It is like, it's violating, it's sneaky. And it's a little bit creepy in my opinion as well.
Yeah, what makes it extra creepy as well is like the lies. Thank God everything is time-stamped because he's saying, oh no, we've all made up. We never made up, Corey.
No, but we did make up and then we fell out again because he started slating you and then me on Twitter. And he even took the time out of his day to go onto each and every comment on a video of me and respond to each fan comment, slating me after we'd made up.
Okay, so honestly, just to wrap this whole Corey segment up, because I don't want to give him too much attention. He's dead to me. I'm never going to forgive him. And I'm a very forgiving person. But like, I just feel very stupid now if I was to let this person back into my life after I was so vulnerable. This is somebody who I really wanted to be friends with coming out.
Same.
Because him being a black man who's gay and in the public eye, I thought, what better mentor? I'm Black, I'm representing the gay community coming out. I thought that he could be somebody who, so I'm going quite emotional, somebody who's like, you know, would take me under their wing and protect me or give me great advice. Unfortunately, this is somebody who's ended up violating me. And I think it's such a shame.
The worst part is he pretended to be there for you. And he pretended to have your back and pretended to support you. And then literally hours later, publicly humiliated us all in front of the entire cast by outing us saying, oh, I've just been using both of you. Like, there was no need for that. What he did in that moment was inhumane. He forgets that we're real people. That was a man's elimination. Why he had to bring me and you up is beyond me. He's grasping at straws because his alliance don't even trust him. He's proven he's untrustworthy and proven he's a liar by the tweets. Remember the tweets where he said, I wasn't there when he was telling you all this information about himself and I know nothing and I'm a liar. 2 weeks later, it's on TV and he's sitting next to me and you telling us all this stuff he said he never said. So he's a proven liar and the receipts are there. So let's just move on from him. Let's never talk about him again because he's irrelevant. And, you know, we both nearly pulled out of the reunion because he was going to be there because it's creepy. Like, imagine him coming, because he always does try and make up with us, coming to our hotel room, taking sneaky pictures of us.
Yeah, what he would do is come to a hotel room, cry, and apologize, because he always, like, you know, attacks and then attack and regret. And I'm sick of this pattern. And at the end of the day, this is a situation which I find very distressing and it's not funny. This is not, you know, people say, oh, it's just a game. Don't take things personally. These are personal attacks which are happening to us again and again. I mean, I can come across as a little bit sensitive, maybe I'm a princess or whatever, but like I've never been yelled at by a man with that level of aggression in my life.
Yeah, it was
So
horrible.
I was literally, I felt
so
this
random.
small.
It was so random as well.
Yeah.
It literally came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
It's so bizarre. But let's move on to something more positive.
Ooh.
And it was your first challenge win of this season, the Pyramid Challenge. So yay team. So you won the challenge with Kyland and Horacio, which I was overwhelmed with because I knew I would be safe.
Well, firstly, before we go into that, like I want to say congratulations to you because your team did really well as well.
Very, very close second.
Yes, literally.
I'm so glad that one of us had to win that day.
I know.
How disappointing that it was a man's day and not a women's. Like, if it was a women's day,
oh,
who would you have chosen?
Oh, don't be shady.
Come on, spill the tea. Let's make some enemies.
Like we need any more. Honestly, for that elimination, I thought it was going to be a girls' elimination, and I wanted to ruffle some feathers and maybe make a big move, which would have been Michelle, because I knew that she was so connected in the house. I knew her and Nurys were big, you know, within making their major American alliance. And I knew Horacio would never pick Nurys. So yeah, Michelle was the name I would have gone with. How about you? If I'm going down, you're coming with me.
Wow. Nurys.
Ooh.
I don't know, she won't like me saying that because we're cool now. But, you know, we did have that fight in the wrestling challenge. I did kick her. Well, she held my head under the mud. So she would have been who I targeted that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Nurys.
Really quickly, just to say, I just want to say thank you to Kyland and Horacio. They were the best teammates ever, especially Horacio. Like, I just have so much love for him. I think he's great. And he really talked me through that challenge because your girl is still a little bit scared of heights.
Oh my God, that was really scary. Were your legs shaking?
Yes.
That was 45 foot above the sea. 45.
Oh my God.
And they made us jump. You can see when they said, right, you've got the puzzle, right, you've got to jump. I sort of stand there and hesitate, and I'm like, oh. We all seen James's face that time he broke it.
Oh my
He broke
goodness.
both eye sockets.
Well, even me, I had a tumble down into the sea.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I literally like belly flopped and tumbled. It was really, anyway, TJ found it really funny.
The bruises afterwards though.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Yeah, so going into that, so after we win, obviously, well, sorry, I mean me. We nominate Emmanuel, which was just an easy decision, to be honest.
I probably would have went with Emmanuel too. I'd said his name every single week. He
Well,
said my name, I said his name.
I thought I was working with him, but again, I was not.
Also, why is he mad at you for saying his name when he said yours last week?
Honestly, I honestly feel like I could not do any right this season.
No, we
Anything
couldn't.
that I did was like villainized, or, you know, even moments where I was like trying to make jokes with people would walk away. Mel, do you remember? We would literally sit in the dining room.
Yeah, so there was like 2 long benches and we'd sit on one bench and the entire class would sit on the other and like squeeze on us. We'd sit on the floor before sitting next to us. Because if you were seen to be talking to me or T, you were like getting taken down next.
That was the thing that I really struggled with this season. I know some people might see us popping off online and they might think, oh my God, you girls, it's just a game. Remember, it's just a game. Honestly, it did get very personal.
We have to live there, don't we?
Yeah, so I'm not going to mention who, but like I got close to somebody and they said to me, T, I can't hang out with you this much because now my alliance don't trust me because they don't like me hanging out with you. Which, do you know what? I just don't. That made me feel
explains
horrible.
why Corey did what he did, if that's the case.
Really? And there's no reason.
no excuse for it, but he was scrambling to get back in his alliance because he was getting close to us, basically.
I felt very lonely, you know, because for the first time, I felt like I was in Mean Girls with like my tray being like, where can I have my lunch?
That's exactly what it was like.
When I couldn't find you, I would go to the bedroom and eat lunch by myself.
I'd be like in the shower and I'd just hear, Melly, where are you? It was like even after you won the elimination. Remember we were saying usually everybody celebrates with us and it was just me and you sitting there.
And we had Ed. We had Ed for a few moments with the biker chicks.
So we had Ed in the house and now we look back and he's like, yeah, I'm not with these 2. Like biker chicks lasted for like 3 minutes.
those 3 minutes were great though. At least we had that. But I have to say, the vets do play the game differently. And this is something which is on my mind because coming in my rookie season, the vets were not welcoming apart from a handful. And they just like stayed away from me. This season, people were really like, oh yeah, I'm working with you, but they weren't working with you.
Yeah.
So which way do you think is a more moral, ethical way to go about this?
I mean, it's probably better off for your game being more sneaky about it, but the vets have done this for years, so they just don't bother being sneaky. They will just tell you. My first season was a bit different. It was the rookies that hated me and the vets liked me, which is bizarre, and it was the rookies that I fell out with.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because obviously, like, we had Bananas and stuff. He was the vet. And who else was a vet there? There was like Cara and Tony and all CT. I think CT was on the seat. I can't remember. But they were all nice to me. And like, there was all the rookies, like Kaylee and Cam and everything that I ended up arguing with. Tell her I know, because I did have arguments with Jemmy and
I like
Marie
her
as well. I like Jemmy. Jemmy wants to come on this podcast.
Oh my God, come on in, girl.
So
we're ready for you.
We are going to start having guests at some point. So far, Bananas said he wants to be our first guest.
Okay, I'm so good with that. I love Bananas.
Jemmy wants to as well. And I think we can get a few others too. I think we should get Nanny and Casey. I think they'd be great.
I would really love them to be in the podcast because especially they've been so supportive with me, especially with coming out, because they know how difficult it was for me to tell my family. And as you guys now know, if you watched last week's episode, my family found out at the same time as the rest of the public, and which I don't recommend doing.
She asked me to come out for her to her family, and I've never met them. I was like,
but they know who you are.
I can't do that to